In today's video, we're going to be focusing on how to win more fights in Warzone. Look, let's not make this more complex than it has to be. If you want to drop higher kill games, you got to learn how to win more fights. So we're going to be breaking down a really good 29 kill win that I had here, going over literally everything that I can think of that allows me to consistently win fights in Warzone. Now, starting off here, drop spot, guys. I'm landing prison. I know it's a hot drop. I'm expecting people to be here with me. I don't know if it's going to be in showers. It might be in cafeteria, probably prison rooftop. For those of you that are landing in quieter drops, you know, bio, harbor, chem, stronghold, just take note of whether teams are flying in with you. This way, you know if you need to fight early game or if you can just loot up and get your loadout. Now, ultimately, I do see one enemy on the backside here. Knowing where I land, I know that there's usually a crate right here, okay? So if I can open this crate and I get a gun, I can challenge this immediately. Unfortunately, this game there was not. Now, when I push up here and hit this crate, I don't care. As long as this is not a sniper, I'm going to challenge this enemy. This could be an LMG. This could be a Tonto. This could be a shotgun. Like, I'm going to go ahead and put the pressure on this enemy because we're both equal plates and we're both in that mindset of like, what gun do I have? What gun does he have? So you're going to see me challenge. Now, thankfully, I get a C9 here, and I can challenge this immediately. Now, you're going to see this guy actually had... Wait, that guy had a jackal there, so he was in a really good spot if he had seen me to challenge. I actually don't think he saw me in this case, which is what allows me to get this kill. Now, there's two dynamics here that we talk about when it comes to winning gunfights. Obviously, with Resurgence, the most important thing with a kill is going to be your minimap. Now, the one common thing that we're always going to go back to is this, and this is where a lot of you guys need to improve. By the way, if you've never seen a video of mine, or maybe you have, and this is a refresher, we are going very in-depth with every single gunfight here. So it is going to be a lot of information for you. Pull 2 or 3 things away. Pull 2 or 3 things, apply it to your own game, and you'll start to get more kills, and then you can always come back and pull 2 or 3 more things. But from here, 2 things that are very important. Number 1, I took no damage. Now, I still am technically a little bit low health here because I'm missing a plate, but I took no damage. That was a clean kill. Also, we see a 1v1 fight. So when I take no damage and I see a 1v1 fight, we are going to challenge that immediately. When we talk about winning gunfights, guys, it comes down to 5 main things. Aim, hitting high damage areas, movement, using slide canceling, using strafing to take less damage in gunfights, which allows us to win. Aim, movement, positioning, playing strategic at times, slowing down, playing our positioning, using our long-range gun, taking easy kills. Gameplay strategy, which is this right here, right? Using that mini-map, popping UAVs, getting information, and then anticipation and centering. That is what gives us that first shot, and that first shot advantage is huge with how fast the TTK is and sometimes with how the servers are in Warzone. So from here, we are going to challenge this enemy immediately. Now, I get caught in a little bit of a dead slide here, which is why I take more damage than I should. We took a lot of damage in that gunfight, and it's actually because I wasn't able to slide out. You can see I kind of get hit with a dead slide here, but at the end of the day, look at where my crosshairs are, right? Crosshairs are out. I'm ready to shoot. I technically don't get first shot advantage there, but we have this ability to hit high damage areas. You can see where we're shooting right here is chest level. A lot of you guys shoot down here and legs and knees, which gives you a slower TTK. That is something that you really need to work on, which I'll tell you more about here in a second. But we're able to win that gunfight, just a little bit of strafing, and just like that, we are up to 2 kills. Now, what we see here is this guy above, right? So we need to remember that information. We don't necessarily need to push it immediately because my goal here is to get loadout, but we want to keep that information in mind. Also, when we're talking about, you know, early game, guys, yes, I have a C9. The C9's great, but I'm always looking to upgrade. You know, I'm thinking about a KSV. I'm thinking about maybe I don't think there's floor loot compacts, but, you know, as soon as I see this Jackal pop out, I'm like, well, the Jackal is better than the C9, so we've got to go ahead and take the Jackal right here and keep it moving, and we are going to push up top and anticipate this enemy. Right? Remember, think about where this enemy was, okay? Look at the mini-map, right? We know that this enemy here is in cafeteria, right? So now, and he's specifically cafeteria by this little window. Actually false. He could be cafeteria. He could be by the offices, right? Or he could be rooftop. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to assume that this guy is in cafeteria here. So we grab the jackal. By the way, practice video is down in the pinned comment. If you guys need to get better aim and movement, there's a practice video in the pinned comment that you can check out after this one that really goes through how to become a better player and how to practice if you have 1 to 5 hours a day to play. How to practice if you have 1 hour, how to practice if you have 2 hours, so on and so forth. So we're going to anticipate this guy through here. Now, what we end up seeing is just a quick glimpse of this skin back here. So what do you do from here? Okay, what do you do from here? What a lot of you guys do is chase him, okay? But what I'm going to do is process of elimination. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push out this window and anticipate that he's down this way, and I'm kind of thinking ahead here. Now, what we see is the moment that I push out and he is not right here, I know based on footsteps as well, because I can hear a little bit of wood, that this guy's up top. So we're just going to go ahead and push up top here and play this a little bit patient. Mini-map, right? Weapon pings. We hear the shooting. And now we go ahead and push in. Now let's talk about clearing this. And then I'm going to play this clip full speed for you because I do want you to see how this happens in real time. But I know that there's 2 enemies fighting kind of in this long hallway that's over this way. So when I push in, is he here? No. Okay, he's not there. So well, back up 1 step further, actually. Okay, so 2 guys fighting. First things first, I anticipate around this corner. Is he here? No. Okay, so he's not pushing out this way and going down the stairs. Okay, so next up, I check, is he here? No. At that point, he either has to be in this room or in this room. So I'm going to anticipate that. And that is us thinking ahead. Now, when we talk about these close quarters gunfights, guys, hip fire, hip fire, hip fire, okay? It is going to give you a huge advantage when it comes to getting that first shot. It's going to give you a huge advantage when it comes to tracking enemies. Watch. See how I hip fire for so long and then I aim down sight and we take out the spring mine? Watch this happen full speed, okay? From here, right? We see the red skin. We think ahead. He's above. We push in. Play patient, shooting to the right side, commit to the third party, clear, clear, clear. There he is, hip fire, aim down sight, and boom, just like I said earlier, we get a clean kill, which allows us to immediately challenge a next enemy if that enemy is close by. In this case, he's not. So, 3 kills thus far. 1 enemy to my left side. Once again, we see the hip fire, take a little bit of damage, but where a lot of you guys struggle is 2 things. Number 1, you're not able to win your 1v1s, right? You're not anticipating well, you're not able to hit shots well, you're obviously not using movement well, but also you just take more damage than you should. I could still challenge a second enemy right here. When you start to get to the point where you are broken and super low health, that's when we have to figure out our next move. Now from here, guys, this is very simple. I'm going to ask one simple question for you. Do you feel more comfortable fighting with loadout guns and perks and lethals and tacticals, or do you feel more comfortable fighting with floor loot? Do you win more gunfights with loadout, or do you feel like you win more gunfights with floor loot? If the answer is floor loot, then your loadout's not set up correctly. So my point of asking that is, if we feel more comfortable and more confident, and we know that we can win more gunfights with loadout, then let's prioritize that loadout. Now, from here, I'm going to go ahead and get information, okay? When we talk about winning gunfights, guys, aim, movement, positioning, gameplay strategy. The more information we can get, the easier the game becomes. Because what I'm always looking to do, Joe, why do I always get stacked on? Joe, why do I always run into the 4th teammate? Joe, the 3rd guy always gets me. It's because you lack information and you don't understand what you're pushing into. Watch how we play this situation right here. First things first, I know that I have a solo player straight ahead. We're going to take this one-on-one. We hit shots, we take a little bit of damage, but at the end of the day, there's no teammate there that can help that guy, okay? So even if I'm one shot, even if I'm one bullet, there's nobody here that can help this guy because I knew on radar that it was a 1v1. Now, looking at the minimap here, again, minimap pings after a kill, where is our next 1v1 fight, right? What do you do from this moment? Now, even though these guys are on this guy's team, I see this. I see this guy right here, this little solo player right here. Now, from this moment, I have loadout guns. I know he's there. He doesn't know that I'm there. This is a very easy kill to get. Boom. Down and thirsted. Let's go ahead, and we keep, notice where his teammates are. His teammates are over at Chem. Now, from here, we are getting portable radar. I see the enemies up top here at prison, but more importantly, I see these two enemies on my level. So let's go ahead and start to think about how we can challenge these guys. And how do we do it? Little bit of positioning, right? This is where we start to talk about not everything has to be a crazy using omni movement head-on 50-50. Play some positioning here. Watch. I need to get back to cover. We hit shots with the XM4, take a lot of damage. We see this enemy right here, okay? So we just back off. Pressure's on them to revive here. Back off. He's not pushing in. Take a slightly different angle. Get a little bit creative, guys. Look, nobody expects me to be here. At this point, I re-knock one. I down enemy number 2. Thirst enemy number 2. From there, we see this guy straight up top who I know is floating around close, especially because of the minimap. And now, all of a sudden, I am in a 1v1 fight again. Again, this started as 3, but I took out enemy number 1 and enemy number 2, leaving me in this 1v1 fight right here. And how do we do that? We did that with positioning. Right? We didn't use any crazy movement. We used a little bit of strafing on that first gunfight, but we just played cover and we executed really well. Now we can start to play movement here, right? Now we can start to play a little bit quicker. This guy's going to be up top. He jumps down. We execute really well. Basic movement. And that's a lot of what this goes back to. By the way, depending on when you're watching this, I think in a few days, I'm putting this out on January 8th. I think in a few days, I'm putting out a little bit of a movement guide for you, really going in depth on how to use basic movement. If you're watching after January 10th, there's a good chance that it's already out, and you can always watch that video after. Now, from here, immediately, what do we think about? Okay? If you are subscribed, you already know this. And by the way, guys, if you've made it this far, you better be subscribed down below. Clearly, you're finding this video helpful. So take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below. But what do we got right here? We have 9 kills in first circle. We have $6,800. So we are going to go UAV here, okay? Again, going back to that information dynamic. When I know what I'm pushing into, it tells me how aggressive I can play. It tells me whether I need to play positioning or movement. So we're just going to go ahead and push up to prison. We see these guys at prison. We also see all of this action on the other side of the map. So I know that I'm getting up here to prison as quick as possible. And I'm just watching here as this UAV's pinging, right? I'm watching what these guys are doing. How close are they together? Now we see this is a 4 stack right here. I mean, these guys are super hip to hip. And when we talk about clearing buildings, guys, let's talk right here. Technically speaking, in this moment, showers is above me, okay? This is technically above. We see the arrows above. Those guys could be in showers. So what you're going to see here is the first thing that I do here is clear showers, okay? So I'm going to look in here to see if they're in there. I didn't see anything. So now, sure enough, because we get in the action, we catch this guy flying in. Easy kill. Hey, you want to get more kills? You got to find the easy ones. Enemy down and thirsted. This guy is still above me. Now, these guys could be this 3rd floor, or they could be on the rooftop. So I'm going to clear the rooftop, and what you're going to see here is these guys end up flipping down below. So I know that these 3 enemies right here are down below inside of prison, right? They're inside this way. This guy, though, is above me. He's flying in. So what do? Kind of looking to see what we can find. We hear this guy flying in. We're going to go ahead and execute and make sure we get that kill. Now, this is where the game starts to get tough, because in this moment, I have $1,300. This is the situation. How many of you guys find yourself in this situation? We have, ignore the kills. We have 10 teams. We're in this hot area of prison. We only have $1,300. We don't have enough cash for a UAV. We don't have enough cash for a portable radar. We have no idea where anybody is. This is the worst case scenario when it comes to winning gunfights, because we're guessing, we're wandering, we're just hoping we don't run into a 4 stack, okay? But what we do here is we just start to clear a little bit at a time. Shooting over to my right side here. I'm kind of checking stairwell. I'm kind of checking here in grandma's. I'm not really seeing anything. I want to be careful. I know that there's people floating around here. I just don't know where they are. So you continue to see me play positioning. Finally, we get somebody. Okay, finally we get a glimpse of somebody here, and we can go ahead and challenge that. Slide in. Now we slide out. Basic movement. We hit high damage areas. One guy flying in this way. Okay, so let's see where this enemy goes. Boom. See that switch? This is where I talk about minimap and information. This is important because as of right here, okay, as of right here, the assumption is he's flying in. The moment that I see that I know that he has boots on the ground, and it's time to go challenge this enemy right here. Down below me, I do want to make sure from a gunfight perspective, guys, that I have that satchel so I can pick up extra plates and I don't have to think about that as much, which is why I slowed down just a little bit.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Listen. I'm going to break this down in a second. How did I know he was in there? How did I know he was in there? Here's how. This is map knowledge, okay? So some of you guys have this, some of you guys don't. It's just something you can start to learn more. I hear him in Grandma's, okay? You can hear the footsteps a little bit. Just a little bit of pitter-patter.
You've got a loadout drop
right? We hear just some footsteps. I have no idea where he is, though. What gives away that the enemy is in here? Listen to the crate open. You hear that crate open? There's no crate up top here in this corner. There is in this corner. And yeah, technically there's one right at the top of the stairs here that it could have been, but I was fairly confident that it was the crates that are in here, which is why when I push in, I center, crosshairs are out, first shot, boom, we anticipate around the corner, we pre-fire. Now we're even, high damage areas. Obviously strafing a little bit. You can see the bullets flying past me to my right side. Allows me to take less damage. We're able to get that kill. By the way, I took a lot of damage in that gunfight. But where's his teammates? Where's his teammates? They're not around. How do I know? Because I pushed the 1v1 when I saw the information on radar. Right? So that's how we start to really piece this together. Now, when it comes to enemies flying back in and stuff, it's important to understand that the longer you give Time's team to regain and stack back together, the more they're going to do it. So part of fighting full teams, by the way, I want to talk about this decision. Part of fighting full teams is keeping the pressure on and keeping them kind of in the blender, so to say, so that they never get an opportunity to all regain and get back together. Because the moment they do, they're just going to push you as a full 4 stack. Now, in this moment, we have this information back here, and we have this guy over this way. I really, really like this enemy over here. Solo player out in the open. Let's go ahead and push that until I see that he is now flying over to factory, at which point I turn right back around and I go fight these guys that are, notice, they are on my level at the end of the hallway. Okay, so I know they're on my level at the end of the hallway. When it comes to winning gunfights, guys, if you don't get this down right here, the fight becomes a whole lot tougher. That is where aim is so important. That ability to hit high damage areas. And the one thing we haven't talked about, by the way, is, and I know this has been a very common theme on my channel lately, is talking about, Joe, it's only the XM4. The XM4 is incredible, guys. It's got a fast TTK. I'm going to be totally honest with you. The Model L and the aims, I don't think you get this down right here. Because they just don't kill as fast. The GPR, you probably do. But the XM4 and the GPR have really fast TTKs. The Model L and the aims are statistically slower. That's not the, oh, Joe, you think they kill slower, but they don't. They just actually statistically kill slower. So there's a chance that you don't get that kill, and then that guy starts to finesse, and now all of a sudden, we're in a really tough spot. Now, from here, I'm just trying to figure out where that enemy was, right? I see this enemy up top to my right side. I know that he's potentially on rooftop, so we're just going to work our way towards that next fight. It's a big common theme, guys, when it comes to winning more fights, is always thinking about, okay, where's that next fight that we can go ahead and take? We're just going to clear all the way through. We're literally going to clear all the way through top prison, kind of keep it moving over here. One guy flying in. Make sure you're listening for those parachutes. Make sure you're listening for enemy flying in overhead. Again, we're going to take any easy kill that we can get. And what an easy kill does is not only does it add to our kill count, but on top of that, it gives you information about what to do next. We're looking at control. We hear some weapon pings, not 100% sure where. Right? We see these guys shooting over this way. Gonna go ahead and take those shots. I'm in a good position right here. We're playing a little bit of positioning. And you can see up until this point, I haven't done anything too crazy in terms of taking head-on 50-50s. We've won some 50-50s. We've won some based on, positioning. We've won some clean close quarters kills with, just being able to get that first shot off and use basic movement. Let's see what we do from here. One guy up top. Still one guy up top, not 100% sure where. We push inside, and now from here, we start to finesse. There's one big thing that I want you to take away from this. Pay attention. Two big things. Two big things. I want to see if you pick up on them. Okay. There's the skin. Two big things. Not stims, not anything like that. Just watch, okay? I'm going to play jump spot here, and then I see, obviously, this skin that's right down below my camera. Now, in this moment, I know that I'm in a really bad spot. Number one, if you are running Sprinter, you have unlimited tack sprint, which means you don't have to slide cancel, okay? I'm just going to commit. Watch. Go. 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 If you don't have Sprinter in your perk slot, you can always use the melee method, right? Pull out your melee, you get unlimited tack sprint that way as well. Now from here, as I just told you, always working towards our next fight. What I'm anticipating is that these guys are going to play in prison lobby right here. So I'm going to go ahead and push all the way down this way, and now we can go ahead and see if we can challenge. Shooting inside, we're going to third party. The moment I hear shooting, it's two teams. That's just a good, clean, high damage areas. Watch the basic strafing here, guys. I hear him back behind me. Just basic strafing, high damage areas. We get the wipe, but we know that other enemy is round. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to die. This guy is a demon, and let's talk about what he does. This right here is the difference between pushing and getting pushed, which is an area that a lot of you guys struggle, okay? When you are pushing, you have momentum to move, okay? So watch what he does here. Now, I get first shot. In fact, I get a pretty good advantage there. But he slides under my crosshairs. Then he's going to jump right and then jump left. Yes, his right and then his left, my left and then my right, right? So he's going to jump, which I also jump. You can see he's missing some bullets. I'm missing some bullets. And then he actually jumps that direction back. And look, really, really good play by this guy. This is a head-on 50-50. This is a 1v1. These are the situations you want to avoid because it's just such a brutal gunfight to be in. Even with how strong aim assist is, even against players who aren't as good, you end up taking a lot of damage. Watch this. Just really good gunfight by both of us. He ended up winning that one. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and drop back in here. Now, when regaining, guys, I'm not going to full send loadout. I'm on a 15-kill game. 8 other teams. We're in second circle. We are cruising here to 30 kills. I'm going to land close by and then rotate over. I'm going to be really strategic with this regain right here. And I end up going a little bit early, but you're going to see even right now, hey, our respawn timer is back. Now, from this moment, we can go ahead and figure out what we want to do next. What do? We're just kind of pushing up, trying to get back in the mix, and we see this sniper shot, okay? When we hear weapon pings or when we hear shooting, we check the minimap, we see the weapon pings. Let's go ahead and push up top here. How do we push? We play positioning, right? I think one of the biggest things that I want you to understand is even though we see these YY TikTok demons on YouTube and TikTok, that's not a recipe for consistent success. Especially in better lobbies, guys. It's just not. You got to play positioning. You got to play your mid-range really well. You got to kick off fights here easily so that you can, make sure that you get this information that there's people in living. There's obviously 2 guys here. And then I want you to remember this little solo player back this way. He ends, as I'm focusing on these 2 guys straight ahead of me, he ends up putting a sniper shot in my back, at which point I say, hey, I'm just going to go focus on this guy over here. That guy sees me jump down. He's not going to expect me to push over. And sure enough, well, hello there, buddy. I'm here. See ya. Deuces. He's dead. What do we notice on radar? 2 guys back below this way. Now, look at where they are, okay? 1 guy here. 1 guy in this building, 1 guy in this building, 1 guy in this building, right? Watch how I clear this building here. We're going to work our way over to the first building. Still people in big living. We're going to center and anticipate up top. I'm ready for an enemy to be top of the stairwell. It's a very predictable place for people to be. I'm going to make sure I have crosshairs out as I go in. We slide far. We're able to catch that guy off guard for a pretty easy kill. Now, look at 2 guys on the rooftop next to me here. 2 guys on the rooftop next to me. Let's go ahead and challenge this guy up top. I don't like where I'm at. 1 guy above me there. Right? We're just going to keep pushing further and further back. There's 1 above me in that building, so we're just going to go in and take ladder here. And just remember that even though the ladder doesn't make noise when you're climbing it, it does make noise when... Even though you don't hear the audio of you climbing it, enemies do. Is what it is. We lost the gunfight. Question. I died 2 times. Would you be happy with the 29-2 game? I would. So you know what? Dying's inevitable, guys. Let's go ahead and get back in here. We're going to go ahead and take advantage of this fire sale. We still have biometric scanner regain if we need it, right? If you are subscribed, I always talk about that. Use those biometric scanners, right? You have biometric scanner, you grab a silver key card, gold key card, whatever it may be. Trade it in, get your cash, get your loadout guns, get your perks, then you're rocking and rolling. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and grab loadout and a UAV. Now, let's do this ping by ping, okay? First ping, one enemy above, okay? Could be this level, could be this level, could be this level, okay? Could be any one of those three. Two enemies, okay? One more ping. Could be, again, this is still above, this is still above, rooftop's still above. We have two enemies. Assuming those guys, I'm assuming those guys are on the same team. Ping. Okay. Now, there was a middle ground there, okay? Watch the ping shift. Watch it. Watch it close. As I jump up top here, right there, see how that shifts to on my level? Okay? So I know these guys are on my level in here, which is why I look. There's this enemy right here, okay? Now watch. One guy down below. Shooting. Not on the same team. Not on the same team. So what do? Let's go take the easy gunfight. Let's go third party this. Around the corner. And that is that, by the way, that is that sweat right there. That's the sweat that I ran into the first time that I was able to get the second time there by just using a little bit of gameplay strategy and obviously was able to execute really well. Now, guys, when a player's playing solo quads, you see where they're flying back into. Okay, so this player is playing solo quads just like I am, meaning I know where he's flying back into. My thought process in this moment is get him out of this game. If you see a sweat player, if you see a sweat team, get them out. Get him out. Get him out. I want this guy out of the game. I don't want him to kill me. I don't want him to kill other teams. So I'm looking, trying to see where that guy is, but I just don't get a good sense. So we're going to go ahead and focus this way just a little bit. If you are still here, guys, I appreciate you sticking around. Let's talk about this end game, okay? Everything shifts. End game begins when respawn disables. End game begins when respawn disables. We slow down. We play our positioning. We avoid head-on 50-50s if we can, okay? We want to be strategic here, put ourselves in a good position where we can clutch the win. First thing, I'm going to buy portable radar. I want the information about what is going on around me. Who is around me? So, we've got two here. We've got one up top. We've got one on my level over this direction. Flying in. Gotta get this kill, guys. You gotta get that kill. There's no excuses for not being able to get that kill on that guy. And then I see this solo player straight ahead. Now, I'm confident enough in my 1v1s that I can go ahead and take this fight. Watch how I play this. There's kind of one really big thing I want you to take away from this. So, not only do I hip fire, but you don't have to slide cancel, right? You don't have to, like, you see how I'm slide canceling here? Boom, slide cancel, slide cancel, slide cancel, slide cancel. You can go, right? I don't have to cancel here as soon as I see this enemy and take the head-on 50-50. Instead, I let it ride and I hip fire, at which point there's no way that this guy has any chance, right? Now, that is a super, super close quarters play, but it's a great way to be able to break somebody's camera. Now, what do we do from here? All I'm thinking about in this moment is, hey, I know that sweat skin, that sweat is down here somewhere, and that is out of circle, so I want to go ahead and hold him out, get him out, and then I'll worry about everybody else. Okay, so I'm just going to work this way here. Where are you? I know you're over. You got to be over here somewhere. He could have rotated up. But now I saw a quick glimpse of an enemy. I know he's over here. I hear a bunch of fighting. I don't know who won that. I know he was in that fight just based on the fact that I knew he flew in down that way. But I don't know if he won it or if the other team won it. So I got to be really careful here. When we talk about gunfights, guys, this is a very, very big one. Getting a sense for when you're not in a good situation and you might lose the gunfight. Watch this right here. I get really good shots on this guy, but just based on the head-on 50-50 situation, I decided to back off this. And then watch how easy it is. Right? I was like, oh, and I don't have self-revive. So then from here, this is easy. He's out of circle. It's exactly what I needed. From there, guys, it's 4v4v1. 2 teams of 4. We're in a really, really good spot to go ahead and easily win this. Actually, not easily win this game. We've just got to continue to play our positioning. We get a good circle here with Prison. And you can see throughout this entire game, back behind me here, I'm going to anticipate him chasing. I'm going to anticipate him chasing. Boom. Just good shots right there. Down thirsted. We're going to take that kill. And, guys, one of the biggest things that I want you to take away from this gameplay is that positioning and movement dynamic. You know, you can see how I'm singling out enemies. And also, endgame is a great opportunity for kills, guys. You're going to see me pick up a ton here during this. I mean, what did we finish? When respawn disabled, we were at 19. So we get 10 kills here in this endgame. I already told you that it was a 29 kill game. But you really see how I start to single out those 1v1 fights. And for those of you that are going to say, Joe, I never get the 1v1s. I always have team stacking. It's usually for one of 3 reasons. Number 1, you are wandering and not getting information. Okay? You're just running around and you're getting pushed by full 4 stacks. Number 2, you're not executing well. Because the moment you don't execute and you let a team get away, just absolutely frying with this XM4. The moment that you are not executing well and you let a team get away, what do you think they're going to do? What would you do? If I'm fighting you and I shoot you and I break you and I don't down you, what do you tell your teammates? Got a guy on me, and then they all swarm. You guys all bunch together, and you swarm together, and then you push me as a 4 stack. So the moment we give them opportunities, they're going to take it. And the third is maybe you are getting information, and you're just not making good decisions. At this point, guys, it's down to a 1v1. I know he's inside here somewhere because he's not on the rooftop. I'm not 100% sure where, and you can just see me again. Once again, I'm not going to make the aggressive play here. Watch how I play this strategically. I don't know where this guy is. I'm going to push up top here. I catch a quick glimpse of him right in front of me. Look at the mini-map with the circle pull right here. And then we just really play strategic. We just really start to play strategic here. We just wait. We just wait. We just wait. Because I know he has to push to me. There's nothing this guy can do. There's nowhere that guy can go. So, guys, really, like I said, a good 29 kill game for me all the way around right there. Biggest things, 1v1 fights, hitting high damage areas, not being too fancy with your movement. You don't have to do anything too crazy. Just slide cancel around corners, get that first shot off with the hip fire, at which point you can finish it up with basic aim and movement. Play your positioning well, take those long-range kills to either kick off a fight or just take the kill to get the kill, and you can start to piece it all together. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and as I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.